are some seats available. Please make yourselves comfortable here.
And you can also sit twice.
Yeah. Have a seat, guys. Have a seat. So today it's going to be a little more serious than what we had the last time for the Huddle meetings. We're going to have a panel discussion. We are having 3 tracks, track leads, and also the PMs associated with the track. In here talk about their work. We also have the products impacted by the work done by the three tracks, talk about how it's impacting their day-to-day operations. So very excited to have the panel team members here. There are some seats available, guys. Please make yourself comfortable. Okay, even before we start, today we're going to start the session. Every time we give ice creams, and I think that it's a winter season, I thought that we should do something different. Today we have pop chart. Grab some pop chart, which is on that side of the table. It's basically a popcorn with an Indian twist. It's basically having some chaat masala in it. So.
And enjoy the movie.
Yeah. So this is the agenda. I just want to make sure that we quickly go through the updates. I want to definitely give some time to our panelists to talk about their work. Again, grab some pop chart and make yourselves comfortable for the next 1 hour. I want to showcase the work. I want to start actually the presentation with a short video that Rishabh had created. Big hands to Rishabh. So this pretty much captures the essence of what we did in Halloween-a-thon, and hopefully you like it.
Next time we do this, you should put little cartoons up on what people might be thinking.
That's for you. thanks to Rishabh again. Thanks for making such a wonderful movie. Okay, moving on. So the next 5 minutes or so, I would like Dr. Falcon to come here and give us a quick update on what's happening with respect to Falcon from the last time we met. It's going to be a crisp and a concise update. We're going to spend more time with the panel discussion. So,
All these panels.
All right, hi everybody, how is everybody doing? Good? All right, so that video actually, while it was good, Rishabh, why are you hiding? It was really good. It doesn't really do full justice to the level of energy and excitement that we saw in the room, and it's always hard to capture. You know, even when we do the dances, it feels so great. And when I look at the videos, it's like, you know, it doesn't really capture everything. So it was, for those of you like Sunil, you were not here, right? You know, it was really, really good event. So hopefully we'll repeat it multiple times. Okay, so quickly, I'm not going to spend too much time. Welcome to all the new members that have joined various tracks. What happened here? I want to keep repeating this every time, that this is an effort that is for us. It is something that only is going to happen through the voluntary contributions from each one of us. It's only us. There's no budget for this. We have to make time for this. We have to make our ideas, our time, and our efforts available to this. So really want to thank all of these guys for joining the teams on very specific roles there. So keep up the good work, everybody. We launched, as you all know, the Teacup campaign. It's taking root in all of our locations, not just here in San Jose. Really great to see some of those values taking root in the organization. Employee engagement continues to be very, very strong. I mean, here, this is an example of how engaged and how interested everybody is. So again, thank you for all of your time. We completed the first phase of rally training. There was a very successful one here and another one in Bangalore. So we're going to continue with those in all of our other locations as well. Those of you who attended, you're aware, this is really a very immersive training. It's not just a day of training where you learn something and then go and forget about it in a couple of weeks. This is a training where we're actually bringing real teams. So we are very careful in selection. So we bring these teams together, teams that are actually working on our day-to-day products. We train them, then there is a 2-week of actual practicing what you learned, with the guidance from coaches, with the guidance from some of the trainers. And then we come back again at the end of those 2 weeks for the closing ceremony, where we can bring the feedback of some of the lessons learned so we can adjust. So it's really very immersive training. The first indicators are that it's very, very successful. People are really getting a lot of value out of it. So we'll continue that. And we also did the first baseline of all of our indexes. As you know, each track has an index value, and then we have the overall Falcon index, which is the combined average of all of those. So we have the baseline values, we have our targets set up. So now we have a clear goals that we can meet. So again, I want to encourage everybody, if you're not already involved, to get involved in appropriate tracks. And if you're not involved in the tracks directly, at least make every attempt to bring in the principles of each one of those tracks into your day-to-day activities. Because it's only that adoption and that absorption of all of the ideas that we are creating into our day-to-day work. That's what ultimately is going to help to move the index in the right direction. So once again, thank you everybody. I'm really very, very excited to see the level of energy that I see everywhere I go. Let's continue that, and let's continue the transformation, and let's make sure that we are a different organization a year from now than where we are today. So one other thing I want to add is what you see here, the Cultural Ambassador campaign. Ideally, each and every one of us should become the ambassador for all of our cultural value systems. But I think this is just an invitation for anybody that wants to kind of go over and above and create some activities We don't know what it is that we can do, but when people start thinking, all kind of creative ideas start coming out, and you have seen it, right? I wouldn't have imagined the kind of things that we've done in the last 3 or 4 months, and all of these are ideas coming from you guys. So become the ambassadors, come up with the creative ideas. You know, simple things like this guy here, Ganesh, he is like a kid. He came up with this idea of, you know, he found that motion sensor and, you know, he recorded a voice there. So every time you pass by here, I don't know if you noticed, it just says, hello, stranger, and, you know, spin the wheel and practice the cultural value. So anything that works, make it interesting, make it entertaining. But the idea here is by repeating those messages over and over and over again. It gets ingrained into our brains, it gets ingrained into our behaviors, and that's exactly what we want to see. So get involved, come up with the ideas, become ambassadors. Are we going to give that dress to whoever becomes an ambassador? Right? A costume? It depends on the budget.
On the condition that the winner has to wear. Great question.
And then, by the way, I want to give another very, very simple example. And you know, if you are creative, there is nothing that can stop you. No constraint that can stop you. Ganesh, a couple days ago, he said, you know, we're going to have this Falcon huddle. Can we get some food? Right? So I thought about it. I said, oh, it's a couple $100. We're really in a tight budget situation. So let's not do it. We'll just get together after lunch, so we don't have to pay for food. Right? So that's not the creative part. The creative part is coming. So the creative part is this. This morning he shows up in my office and he comes up with, you know, he has this couple of little boxes of chaat masala, right? So he shows it to me. I said, what are you going to do with it? So, oh, I'm just going to pick up some popcorn. It's not free, but it's included in our budget anyway. So he's going to pop those popcorns. He's going to mix that chaat masala with it. He's going to put it in the cups. So at least we have something, right? So that's, you know, an example, a simple example of out-of-the-box thinking. No constraint should stop you. You know, budget constraint, whatever constraint it is. If you are creative, if you can always come up with the way of making things happen. So that's what I really want to encourage everybody to do. So with that, you want to move to the panel discussion?
Yeah, absolutely.
So thank you everybody, and let's continue the momentum.
Thanks, Andy. So we have a packed agenda today, starting with the track. So today in the panel list, let me go into the slide quickly so that it's more visual. So even before we start this, I just want to make sure that we can re-emphasize. We hear what you are saying and we try to implement it as soon as possible. So in the last huddle, we heard from you that, hey, all the fun stuff is good, but we want to hear the real stuff, what is happening. Can we hear more about the tracks? And that's the reason we are having this panel discussion. So please provide your feedback after every huddle. Your voice is heard and we make sure that it's incorporated into the next huddle. So with that, we have 3 track owners and the PMs associated with the tracks, usability, product requirement excellence, and agile transformation, who would talk about their tracks, and followed by, we would like to give time to the product that is impacted by the work that these tracks are doing in terms of how it's basically helping them, hopefully in a positive way, and what are the changes that they are seeing, and would like to hear from them directly how it's impacting their day-to-day work. Without further ado, I'd like to invite Zoe. Zoe, Felix, and Mark are part of usability track, and they will talk through in the next 5 to 10 minutes in terms of what they're doing as a part of usability. Zoe, it's up to you.
Well, as everyone is mentioning, this is really about cultural transformation. So I wanted to first acknowledge everyone participating in the user experience track. So people are contributing to it. Stand up or wave your hand so people can see you. So this is not just about us. It's really us influencing you guys to be more user-centric as well. As we are seeing customer-centric, right? Customer is a broad category. But really we are making applications for particular set of users. How do we understand them? It's going to be start really the fundamental things that kind of geared towards how we put together requirements, how we develop it. So I'm going to speak a little bit on some of the things we are doing. One thing is really how do we make sure the process-wise we incorporate the user experience, user-centered thinking into the whole product realization cycle. It's not just about putting pretty colors on the screen. It's a lot of science behind it, and we need to really do a lot of research to understand the user's needs. And later I'm going to touch upon the persona as well. So this process is saying, right before, even before we have a good set of product requirements, we should be getting in touch with the users, understand their needs, their pains, and what is their really key and keen needs that we can develop for them. So based on those, we should be going into the normal agile cycles, putting together the team, how do we kind of scrub the stories, prioritizing them, having the designers working with the Scrum teams and putting together quick iterative cycles and getting feedback from users. So there's a lot of detailed process that we really going through. I'm not going to bore you into the details of each step, but just this is going to be part of the training we are rolling out with the Agile workshop. So you will be getting this as part of your Agile playbook. So this is the one way we are influencing the process, how we develop product. And this part is regarding how we can make the working relationship more effective between us, you guys, and also among us, ourselves. We have been developing a lot of specifications and giving to the developers. So now we are trying to transform into providing more of interactive prototype. So if you are describing things on paper in textual descriptions, it's nothing like of seeing how things should be working out. We want to shorten that kind of understanding cycle between us, product management, as well as the development. So we're going to have a lot of prototype to kind of telling you guys what are we really thinking the end product will be. So we are doing the trainings with the designers and rolling that out. So I don't have the actual prototype here, but I want to say is we have actually used it in one of the usability testing for the renewals competition center, which in turn gives the requirement to SSUE. It has been proven very effective. This is the fun part. So we have Wong as non-coder team, the Halloween song, and why? Thank you guys, but my point is really, it's because we focus on the experience. If you deliver a good experience to the users, your coding, our coding scale of how bad it is hidden behind it. So the other part of the story, that's just a little money, right? The pocket money we are only earning for our
Because of the
group.
budget constraint, we're going to reduce 1 0.
We already got it, by the way. So this is the bigger side of the story. That's one project that we delivered internally to the security team. So there's a detailed calculation how we come up with this ROI. It's really based on purely on click counts, and we are only counting 2 seconds per click to find the item, click it, and loading it. So it's really low number already. But if you multiply how many clicks that people are going through right now, and versus what they can save, then multiply by the number of team are going to use it in every year. The amount is big. It's $1 million just on the product it's saving, on saving the clicks. So that's just one point that I want to really getting through to everyone. User experience is not about colors. We don't want to talk about colors, how pretty things are. It's about the whole experience. How can you make things much easier and make the product is really something they need and they desire to use.
But we need colors too.
Yes, that's the smaller side. So the other aspect is really on the cultural. How do we transform the whole organization to be more customer-centered or user-centered? We wanted to start more of the campaigns to help everyone to get closer to our discipline as well. So this is one of the campaign we have going on the persona side to help us understand what is persona, why we need it, and what kind of decisions it's going to drive during the whole product realization cycle. It's not just restricted at the design cycle. It's everything we do.
No, can I ask today who from here knows what a persona is? We want to know if you're, and it's okay to be honest.
So if you understand persona,
Where they are. and
where they
know
are
what
now,
persona is.
or have a better understanding now comparing 2 weeks before, raise your hand.